Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. In today's video, guys, we're gonna have a look at the new faction Unity champion from the Demon Spawn faction. Currently, I am on the test server, so I actually have access to all of the champions. So if you guys are wondering, Skratch, you have 2 million gems, you filthy degenerate Kraken. I only wish, guys. I only wish. Basically, it's time for the Dark Elves to receive their faction Unity champion, and we're gonna put this champion up to a test. We're gonna see what exactly he can do in game. He's an attack-based champion, force affinity. Design-wise, he does look pretty badass. His base stats are fairly decent. I'm not too happy about that 14k HP for a legendary champion, but hey, I guess you can't have them all. With A1, attacks an enemy, he has a chance to steal a random buff from the target. You don't need accuracy for this. With the A2, attacks one enemy, grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy, and if the initial target survives, places an extra hit on all the enemies, which becomes AoE. Pretty nice. Then you have the A3. This is where the faction allies come in play. Attacks one enemy 2 times. The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10% each time an enemy receives a debuff. The damage increase resets each time this skill is used, so we can stack up a lot of debuffs and then bang up with this skill. With one faction ally, each time an enemy is killed by this skill permanently increases the champion's attack by 30%, stacking up to 120. Now this will only really work on waves, arena, etc. And to be honest, I don't really find this champion very interesting for arena. 2 faction allies, if the target was killed by this skill, resets the cooldown of this skill and fills this champion's turn meter by 50%. With 3 faction allies, has a chance to attack an enemy with this skill whenever the enemy attempts to place a buff. Can occur once per skill. So, sounds pretty interesting, is all about doing damage. With the passive, we'll ignore 12% of each target's defense if they have no buffs. Then, a faction ally. Allies receive 15% less damage from enemies that have buffs and 30% less damage from enemies that have no buffs. Really damn nice, considering that you only need one ally to have such a massive damage reduction. With 2 faction allies, when this champion or an ally removes or steals a buff from an enemy, this champion's next skill will deal 50% more damage. And with 3, at the start of each round, places a block buff debuff on all enemies for 1 turn. You don't need accuracy once again. Now, for Hydra, a round is the entire fight, so you're just going to place block buffs when the battle starts, and that's about it. You're never going to hear about this ever again. On waves, every time you're wiping the first wave, moving to the second, etc., is considered a new round, so he will place block buffs all the time. But I don't really find it as intriguing. To be honest, I think that he can be a nice damage dealer. The faction itself is not great, in my opinion, in terms of having good support champions, etc. So I'm not the biggest fan of the whole Dark Elves, especially for PvP. I find it really hard to put up a good team of 4 Dark Elves together for arena. It's pretty damn impossible, to be honest, at least for high-end arena. Then we have a speed aura for all battles, 19%, and accuracy aura for Dark Elves only, 60 accuracy. So that overall is pretty nice. Now I'm quickly going to show you the build that I have on. I kind of like build him a bit for arena as well, because I do want to try him out, right, to see exactly what this champion can do. Let me just click on recently used first. It's easier. Swarmspeaker Zyclic. He's on Stone Skin and Savage. To be honest, he doesn't really need a Stone Skin, but I do want to give him give it a try in arena as well. Total stats, we have 35k HP, 7.4k attack, 245 speed, full crit, 282 crit damage. We don't care about accuracy, about resistance, basically as much damage as possible. Now I don't have a blessing on him. I do have a 5-star blessing available, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to show you what he can do without a blessing. Then these are the masteries, offense and defense, retribution to have a cheeky counterattack, helm smasher S tier 6. First, I want to show you what the champion can do in a dungeon. We're going to look at animations. We're going to see what damage he deals. So we're going to go to stage 10 on hard mode. And get ready to be impressed, because he can actually smack. You see, 4 Dark Elves, bang, we landed block buffs on everybody. Give me that increased attack, Mitrala. And should we start with this, right? If we kill somebody, we gain an extra turn. If we don't kill somebody, we're going to have an AoE attack. So let's attack a champion that's not going to die, most likely. Let's attack Liborga. Interesting animation, then bang, it becomes AoE. And this is hard mode. No blessing. Very good damage, okay? Very, very good damage. Not very good, very, very good damage. So I just wanted to show you that as well. Then, of course, if we are continuing to land debuffs and all the good stuff, we're basically going to stack the A3 skill, which should be hitting pretty damn hard, right? The damage inflicted by this skill increases by 10 each time an enemy receives a debuff. And they received a lot of debuffs. 97k, 97k, no defense down though. So that actually costed us quite a bit of damage. I've just realized that we had no defense down. That's fine. We're going to head over to the next wave and do the magic there. And you're going to see what happens when the boss tries to take a turn as well and buff. So we landed block buffs. 10% for each buff. It should be for the A3. But I have a feeling that that's not how it works. Then again, we landed 10 more buffs. So that should be like what? 150% additional damage with the A3. But I really don't think that it works like that, right? I just don't think it works like that. The skill increases by 10 each time an enemy receives a debuff. So I don't think it's about how many debuffs we're putting. It's basically how many enemies receive debuffs. So in this case, 10. They receive debuffs, right? I guess that's how it works. So it should be 100% more damage. But that's something that we really need to check in the coding to really know exactly what happens. So we're going to go with the A1 versus that Cardinal. 140k hit. Okay, with the A1, not too bad. Every time we kill somebody in a round, we're basically increasing our attack. So that's pretty damn nice. Then let's go A2 extra turn. 331k. So we killed another one. And right now we should be dealing some serious damage. 168, 140k. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. I feel like in Hydra is going to work much, much better. Because we're going to be able to stack this for a bit longer, right? So there we go. Becomes AoE. And I do think it's very solid damage considering that this is stage 10 hard mode, right? Not many champions can do so much damage, especially without a blessing, especially without a 6-star crushing rend. So I'm going to let it go play on auto. Big mistake because Lydia did a dumb thing already, but that's fine. Block buffs on the boss. So when the boss will try to basically proc the passive to enter his fury mode, he will counterattack. I mean, it's a 50% chance to attack, right? 168, 133. Okay, A1. So the 50% chance did not proc this time around, unfortunately, which is fine. Let's land some more debuffs. Let's put pressure on that boss. Let's get a bit of a cleanse, a shield. I'm not gonna use this just yet. I wanna load it up a bit more. So that's the A1. Oh, we lost him. Thankfully, we have a reviver in the team. And I'm curious if right now we lost all of the benefits from that A3. I think we did. I think we did. Actually, 350, 390k, not bad at all, actually. So maybe we haven't. Maybe we haven't. Let's see. 527, 274. So clearly the multipliers of the A2, they modify when he goes from the single hit to the AoE if you don't kill the target. They're much lower, right? Almost like half of that. But either way, that 500k smack is pretty damn good. Pretty good. Okay, we revived. He's ready to die. Okay, we survived. Okay, he took his turn. And now, let's see how much damage we actually dealt with him. 5.3 million. Definitely not bad at all. Pretty solid damage. And Lydia got a lot of damage because of the hacks, right? Mitrala, 5.6 million. Those poisons really helped on the boss. I was gonna say, like, jeez, Mitrala, what are you doing? Then, if we're gonna go over to Arena, guys, I don't have Blind Seer available, so it's really gonna be hard to use the champion. Really hard, actually, thinking about it. So let's see who we can bring in the fight. Because I do want to go with a full team. I feel versus Layla Fox right here. We can probably go. So let's recently use first. And let's go with the exact same combo. I could bring Aphidas, but he doesn't really have decent gear on. So we're going to drop that. I could bring in a Queen Eva, but that's another damage dealer. We have Kaden, right, as a rare, as an epic support character. So I could maybe play him around. Who knows? Let's see. So every time they will buff, we put block buffs right now. Every time they try to buff, he does something. I actually forgot what he does when they try to buff. So we're going to check it in a second. So let's give the increased attack. I got Mithrala is killing them all before he gets to move. Okay, you do that. So what happens every time they try to buff? When this champion or ally remove a buff, no, that's not a magic. Okay, no. Maybe I just dreamt about it. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. So we're gonna go like this. 1, and bang. We take Rotos down too because he's a double hitter skill, which is pretty nice. The ring of death again. No. Loading, unloading, and loading. I'm not even sure, guys, if it's something with my computer, if it's my internet, if are some of these bloody games messing up, DDoSing my entire computer. Either one or the other, right? Because it has been happening today pretty often. There we go. Finally, we are out of that misery. Now, what about if we are trying to fight a different type of team? I have no chance against Marichka Taras with this team. It's really not a good combo for Arena with this faction. Let's go versus El Piero. We have Taras, we have Duchess, we have a few good champions in there, but look at that beauty. We are instantly putting the block buffs, which is massive. We got Polymorph, not a problem. It's not like we can do much about it, to be honest. Okay, we got a nuke. So right now, I'm gonna go and try to kill somebody. UDK. Beautiful. And we took quite a few other champions down with us. You see? So, that was the passive that just procced right there, which is pretty nice. Can remove some more buffs from them, put more debuffs, buff a little bit just in case. And right now, we're gonna go for that Duchess. Beautiful. We gained 50% turn meter and we died. So that can happen as well. Right now we are planning to revive. Should I revive now or should I wait? If I revive now, I'm going to get smacked by Taras. So I'm going to wait. I'm actually trying to win the fight, not lose it. Taras! I knew it. I knew it that you were going to do that. So what if we revive right now? No! Come on, Taras. Chill for a second, bro. You see, that's the problem of this faction. It's really trash for Arena, though. Really trash for Arena, in my opinion. Not a fan whatsoever of the Dark Elves. I know back in the day, they used to be in the conversation of being the most powerful faction in the game. But honestly, they're really behind all that. So, I don't think they're great for Arena. And I'm not going to try to do more fights because it's just going to be a waste of time. Instead, let's head over to the Hydra clan boss and do some magic in here. Now, it's pretty hard to fit, again, multiple champions from this faction in. I could bring in a Mithrala instead of Lady Mikage. The only thing is that if I'm doing that, what am I really gaining, right? Is it worth the trade? If the target was killed, it's not going to count in Hydra because, hey, that's what Plarium decided. When you decapitate heads, they don't count as kills, even though they changed their whole narrative. Then, when the champion or an ally removes or steals a buff from an enemy, this champion's next skill will deal 50% more damage. So because we're going to have block buffs, they're not really going to get to buff. So it's pretty irrelevant to bring in a full team. Instead, we are going to go in like this. Just one additional Dark Elves, which of course will be Lydia. And hopefully that will get the job done. And we're going to see some nice numbers. We're going to try to stack this A3 on him as much as possible, guys. So in the meantime, we're just going to smack with the other skills. So let's put in some buffs to make sure we're not getting feared. One hit, 415k, 89 with the other AoE. You see the difference? It's quite a bit of a difference, actually. Let's get rid of that fear. Let's apply more debuffs. Stack that A3. And we're not going to use it just yet. Put the hacks on as well from the sets. That will count as well as a debuff. Will be very nice. Let's put some more debuffs. Beautiful. Let's get as many as possible in here. Let's do an ally attack to try and get the Head of Decay down. So I haven't seen his A1, how much damage he generated. I'm still not ready for that A3. I'm still gonna go in with the A1. Let's see how much we can actually stack on that skill before we're gonna go in ham. Apply more debuffs, put more pressure. Okay, we got feared right there. Can we just kill the head of decay, pretty please, before anything happens? A1, kill him! Beautiful, or kill it. Kill it! Right, more decreased speed. Bring in those debuffs. I feel like we've landed so many debuffs. We should be pretty damn stacked right now, huh? More debuffs right there. Beautiful. Marius, come on. Take some of them down. Nice, nice, nice. You know what? Let's go. Let's go. I feel like we landed a lot of debuffs. Let's see what the A3 can do versus this decapitated head. Defense down and weaken on it. 1.6, 1.7. Not bad. So we got 3.5 million damage with no blessing, right? Keep in mind, if you're giving him Crushing Rand at 6-star or Haven Cast before that, is going to be pretty damn nasty, actually. So the damage is definitely not bad in the Hydra clan boss, actually. Pretty impressed with the damage for the A3, but I do want to see the A2 as well. So we're gonna get to that part in a second. Okay, so we're gonna have one head coming back. Then let's put more debuffs. Weak hit right there, not a problem. That's why we have Lydia. Then if we go with A1, A2 this time around. So if we don't kill a target, we're gonna become AoE, but we have no defense down. Should we wait? I think we should wait. Yes, let's wait with that. Lydia, what about now? Are you ready? Are you ready to give us the debuffs? Defense down and weaken. Let's get some more buffs up and running. No defense down and weaken just yet. So we're definitely going to have the Head of Mischief spawn in the meantime. Okay. Let's go like this. 443k with the A1 without defense down and weaken. Not bad at all. But we want to put the defense down and the weaken so we can go in with his other skill. I'm actually not going to use the enemy max HP skill. I'm just going to go A1. A1. Come on. Can we get a turn before the Head of Mischief spawns? No. That's fine. So we're going to attack the head that stands. We have 2 decapitated heads. Let's see the damage from the A2. 692. 1.700k. Not bad damage, but not that spectacular from that A2 on the second hit. On the initial hit, it's not bad. On the second hit, it's not that great. So if we're going to go A3 once we have that available, let's do an ally attack right here in the meantime. Okay, so we got that up and running. I don't want to kill nobody with that, or decapitate rather than kill. And let's try our luck versus this head. 962, 1 million. So again, pretty solid damage from the champion with the A3, because you have that crazy interesting thing in there that will allow you to basically stack damage. Stack. So that's really helpful. Okay. Let's let it play on auto just a little bit. 490k. Just check a couple of more numbers, guys. Then we are going to call it. I think his A3 is really nice. Deals a lot of damage. It does have very good potential. The A2, the initial hit is good. Then when the hit transfers to an AoE, it doesn't seem as powerful anymore. I'm very curious to see the actual multipliers, but it feels like they are getting cut in half. At least. At least cut in half. Okay, where are we? There we go. Beautiful. Was that an A1 weak hit? We have defense down and weaken, so let's go with the A3 on somebody. Let's take this one down, actually. Let's take this one down and do one A3. Damn, so much fear on everybody. So much fear on everybody. So let's land some more debuffs in the meantime. Oh, only the A2 available. That's fine. Let's go with that. 1.2 million, you see, and then it drops to 270k. So it feels like it's way more than half. So who knows what multipliers we actually have on the second hit from that skill. But they seem pretty weak on the AoE. At least in here. On the waves, were not too bad in the Dragon Run, right? They were still doing pretty good damage. Okay. No defense. Actually, we can Spirit Affinity. Let's go versus this one right here. 633, 654. So the damage is definitely not bad from the champion, guys. Let's see the total damage. 17 million from him and 38 from Marius. Whew! My god, Marius completely smoked him. Okay, like the damage is not bad, but where is he really shining in terms of content? Is it Hydra? I feel like Aphidus could potentially be much better than him. But of course, that's a mythical champion. Is it Arena? The whole faction is trash there, so no. Is it on Waves? I guess so, but then you have Seer, so probably that's not his place either. I find it pretty odd, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Not really sure what to say about the champion in terms of wow. I don't think he's wow. I don't think he's trash. I think he's okay, but I feel like the main reason why he's just okay is because he's part of a pretty weak-ass faction in general. Let's be honest, the Dark Elves are not what they used to be 5 years ago. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.